Hi John, great to meet up with you at the range yesterday and begin working on your game. Obviously we covered a lot of items during the 3-hour session that we did, but just this recap is to cover the main pieces. Now remember, the same rules for now apply to driver as they do to the iron. What I've tried to do here, I'll get the best images that illustrate the points that we covered. So at the start of your session, what we were seeing was a player whose arms or hands were working up a little bit too soon. The club was tracing too much of a straight line, and as a result was setting in quite an upright position. You can see there the hands in the middle of the chest, the shaft above the higher line. Quite a narrow position at the top. Looks nice when viewed from down the line in regards to sort of how the arms are looking, etc. But we went over a few pieces. Quite narrow at the top there, not a lot of width. And then from there it's a battle to get the club on the inside. You see the arms dropping in, the right shoulder starts to drop down. This is going to affect your low point control. Weight's moving back. Club gets a little bit too much underplane at that point. And now it's coming in very much underplane and open, and requires you to hit out at the golf ball, or results in you hitting out at the golf ball, but requires you to close the club face down very quickly if you don't want to hit a push to the right. See there, quite a very high exit through the neck at that point. So the first thing we suggested you do is that you get the hands and arms working in more. You can see there now we talked about the path of the hands. The path of the hands during the golf swing is an inside over the top move, so the hands should work back up the lower line, up hand plane to about waist level, before then elevating onto the upper line, elbow plane, as you approach the top of the backswing. That's going to give you more width, and also going to get the arms and the shoulders working on a more similar plane. It's a simpler backswing. The arms have worked in, therefore there's not as much need now to work under with that right shoulder, but you can see there the club tumbling under, because that's what you've always had to do. You've always had to shallow the shaft dramatically during the downswing. So the next piece was to work on, once we've got the arms coming in, we want to get that plane shifted to the left. You can see you do a great job of that here. Much more on plane that club is. This is you trying to hit some big cuts or big pulls. We've got the arms coming in, so you can see now the hand path is much more in before working up, before working straight back down that red line. So totally different move than what we saw here at the beginning of your session, where the hands came up a little bit too quickly, and then we're continuously working back under plane, trying to shallow the shaft off and getting it tumbling underneath that forearm. What we're seeing now is a club that's coming much more down the plane line, so we shifted that plane to the left. Once we do that, we're not going to hit out at the golf ball as much. And that in turn is going to result in a lower exit position at P9. So starting to see a move there. Now that was you hitting some pulls. What we then had to do is look at how we're going to draw the ball from this more inline position here at P6. Well, the way we're going to do it is, rather than what we see at the start of your session, where you can see the radius of the swing expanding, left arm too wide, so the circumference of the swing is too wide at that point, resulting in a shaft that sits very vertical as you try and release the golf club and shift the plane to the left. What we're going to do now is we're going to keep the weight moving forward. You can see now that this is much tighter, much tidier. Circumference of the swing is narrower. There's no need to release the golf club. We're going to continue to lead with a handle, so we're hitting out at the ball. Leading with a handle is going to improve your ability to hit out at the golf ball. That's what's going to put the spin on the ball, the draw spin on the golf ball. Because we're not releasing it, we're going to present the club face in a slightly open position, and by leading with the handle and continuing to move forward with the body weight, you can see the left knee there maintaining its flex a little bit longer. We're going to hit out to the right a little bit more, but in the appropriate manner. So the hitting out to the right now is a result of the left knee maintaining its flex, the weight moving forward, and the handle leading, rather than due to us being too much underplaying, handle too high, and we have to then hit out because of the position we're in at P6. So first of all, we're going to get the arms in. Key position number one. Get the hands and the arms in more. Then we're going to work on shifting the plane to the left. And then we're going to work on leading with a handle, no release. So another key points to take away from your lessons. You've got some great drills in there, hitting the pull, hitting some cuts, hitting driver off the deck for shifting the plane to the left. The arms in you got really quickly. Leading with a handle, line on the ground, hitting out in front of the line, hitting out in front of the cane if you're on the driving range, and also the pose and impact, and then maintaining that position drill that we did also. Good luck with it, and look forward to working with you again in a few weeks' time. Well done.